The Africans present in Tudor England appear to have been present in a number of major towns and cities. London, where the largest presence appears to have been, around the areas of St Botolph and Aldgate, St Olave, Hart Street, Westminster, around the central eastern parts of the city. In other cities and towns like Plymouth, around the St Andrews ward, towns and cities like Barnstaple, other areas such as Nottingham, Derby, Leicester, Biddulph in Stafford, Northampton. In most cases, this African presence appears to have been connected or gathered to cities and towns where there were ports. In some cases, this indicates that Africans were coming to this country not on slave ships, not being bound or forced by their masters, but through their own choice, perhaps from the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal, in particular fleeing persecution that had taken place or was taking place in Spain and Portugal after the demise of the last Moorish stronghold of Granada in 1492, the imposition of the Inquisitions in the 15th and 16th century, the expelling of Moors in 1568, and that Africans were coming from Spain and Portugal from choice to what they considered to be a friendly country, and would have been welcomed because they carried skills and abilities with them from cultures that in many ways were more advanced than Tudor England had. We see collections of these types of people in the St Botolph and Aldgate area. One of them is an African man called Simon Valencia, who appears to have been connected to 4 or 5 other, inverted commas, blackamoors, also living in the St Botolph and Aldgate area. All of them appear to have been skilled servants, either employed or semi-independent, and connected together in the records, indicating that they are living together perhaps as a self-sustained community. Other Africans are also present in that same area. It is interesting that St Botolph would have such a significant presence of Africans there, as this is the ward that is referred to by individuals such as John Stowe, Elizabethan historian, Raphael Honeyshed, and others, as being a ward in which there were, inverted commas, more strangers present than any other ward in Tudor England. Does this mean, therefore, that because Africans were significantly present in a ward in which strangers were also noted as being present, that they were considered as strangers? And does it mean, therefore, that during the stranger riots that took place in the 15th and 16th century, in fact throughout the entire period of Tudor history, were stranger riots that included animosity against Africans? Certainly, the letters and the proclamations seem to imply that that is precisely what went on. However, what we are seeing is something far more complex. It appears, from what the parish records tell us, that these Africans, even though some of them came from Spain, Portugal, Italy and other countries, were more integrated than their white counterparts. It also appears that because of this integration, it is unlikely that they would have been targeted in these stranger riots because of the colour of their skin. In fact, it is more likely that they form a composite part of the lower classes of that society. Not in the sense of being slaves, but being an integrated part of those lower classes. And that during these stranger riots of the 15th and 16th century, that these Africans that were part of that class would have been involved like their white counterparts. This is very important and significant, and suggests that the kind of racial discrimination that we have come to associate with Africans present in North America in the 18th and 19th century was not present in that same shape or form in Tudor England, and, moreover, that even those Englishmen who first went to the Americas and were the founding fathers did not necessarily have the pejorative racial ideas that we have come to associate with those Englishmen who went to America and became the founding fathers. Rather, that the racial ideas that developed in North America developed as a result of expediency and strategy over a period of time. They did not get them from being in Tudor England.